Hi, good evening, everybody. How are you doing today? You're welcome everybody to another edition of Power Our webinar. Okay, today we're going to be looking at clarity. So I want to know who is there. You're welcome, everybody. Welcome to this section again. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Sorry, we're starting a bit late. So today is another time we want to learn. Today we're looking at clarity and your business future. Clarity equals big picture. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Hi. Okay. Hi. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Nelson, you're welcome. Paul, you're welcome. Okay. Who is this? Paul or Sakwe, you're all welcome. Okay, so today we're just going to go right straight and look at what we have for today. Okay, in the post that we sent out in advertising this webinar, we shared some statistics there. The first statistics we shared is that most businesses don't survive. You're welcome, everybody. You're welcome. Okay, most businesses don't survive. In the first year, 50% of all businesses are gone. First year in operation. Okay, so if you are more than 1 year in business, I want to congratulate you. You have survived what 50% of people in business can't survive. Okay, so I think you deserve some encouragement. You deserve to take yourself out for a drink. Okay, because you have done what most people can't do. Okay, you have survived what most 50% of all people in business can't survive. So I want to congratulate you. Okay, congratulations. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you, Elijah. Thank you for your well wishes. Okay, so after 5 years, okay, 80% of the business are no more. So if you are in business and you have done more than 5 years, okay, yeah, congratulations. Then after 10 years, 96% of businesses fail. Okay, so we want to see why businesses fail and why businesses succeed. We want to be looking at fundamentals tonight. Okay, only 4% make it out of after 10 years. After 10 years in business, only 4% makes it. And what the statistics say is that it doesn't mean that the 4% are profitable. The fact that 4% makes it after 10 years does not mean that, okay, the 4% are profitable. I'll tell you my story. And this story is to, share with you how lack of clarity can stagnate your progress, whether in business or in any area of life. Lack of clarity can clearly stagnate your progress. Okay, 7 years, okay, before I left my last job. My last job was in a multinational oil company. Okay, 7 years before I left the place, I was no longer excited about the job. I first thought I needed always to be motivated to do the work. Every time I have to motivate myself to do the work. Okay, so I was feeling stuck. There was no progress. I had no excitement, even though I was making the money. Okay, right? I was being paid well, but I had no motivation. I have no excitement to continue. So I set out to find out what could be the issue, what could be wrong with me. Why will I be earning money and I will not be excited? Okay, so one of the things I found out, which is why I'm doing this webinar today, is that one of the problems I had was lack of clarity of the future. I couldn't see where the career was taking me. I couldn't see where the work in the multinational oil company was taking me. I couldn't see it clearly. And because of that, I felt stuck. Okay, so what I found out was quite revealing. One of the things I found out was that throughout my life, I have followed the vision that the society has created for me. I never had to design a future for myself. So what was the future that the society designed for me? I would go to elementary school. When I finished from primary school, I would go to secondary school. Okay, when I finished from secondary school, I was still excited. The society has told me I had to go to university. So, I had something I'm looking up to. Because of that, I'm motivated to go ahead. Okay, so I went to the secondary school. From secondary school, I went to the university. From the university, they say, okay, the best paying job is in the oil company. So I moved from the manufacturing to the finance industry, then finally in the oil and gas industry. Okay, then after that, I got married, I had children, I built a house. Then the question was, what next? I couldn't see what was next. Clearly, I couldn't see what was next. It was absence of clarity of what, the future promises that caused me to be stagnated. Absence of clarity of what my future promises that brought about the stagnation. Okay? So I was stuck in my career because I couldn't see a future clearly. I couldn't see the future clearly. I couldn't see the promises of the future. The future is called the promise. So if you can't see the promise of the future, okay, you'll be stagnated. For some of us that are Christians, now the Bible clearly, said that about Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was on the cross. And he says, for the glory that was ahead, he could see something that was ahead. And because of that, he was able to endure the challenges of today. Except you can see clearly where your business is taking you to. Except you can define clearly the future ahead of your business, I can tell you, you won't be able to face the challenges that come with building businesses. Building businesses come with a lot of challenges. Building businesses come with a lot of stress. Building businesses call a lot of, and if you can't see clearly where you are going to, if where you're going to doesn't mean much to you, very likely you're not ready to pay the price, to face it. So when a future is well defined, is an awesome force and can create the momentum you need for massive action even in the midst of challenges. When you have a clearly defined future, either in your business or in your career or in your marriage, okay, you'll be able to pay the price. Do what it takes to sustain in order for you to get to that future. That's why it's important to reach into the future and have clarity about the future you desire in your business. It is very important that you reach into the future and have clarity about the kind of future you desire. We all need to see a healthy, unique, powerful, sophisticated, cultured, refined, and influential person in the future. And we need to, be sure that whatever we are doing right now can take us to the future we desire to, to accomplish. So it's very clear that I was stuck, in my career because clearly, my career does not, in fact, the same thing happened with loyalty. Okay? When you employ people and you expect them to be loyal, okay, and you find out that they are not loyal. Why are they not loyal? They are not loyal because of where, the vision of the company does not align, okay, with where they want to go in the future. Anytime there's a misalignment between what you are doing and the future you desire, you find out that you will struggle. So that's why it's very clear, it's very important that you have clarity and say, this is what I want. This is the future that I want. And you are very sure that the business you're doing will take you to the future that you desire. Very important. Okay? So why is clarity important for our business? Why is clarity important to our business? Listen to this. For every promise, there's a price to pay. For every well-defined future, for every expectation we have, for every great future you have, for every dream you have, there's a price to pay to accomplish it. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Every great dream you have, every great vision you have, every great desire you have, there's a price to be paid. Okay? Hear this. Okay, this is exciting. If the promise of the future is clear, the price will be easy to pay. I take that again. If the promise of the future is clear, the price that is required to pay to get to the future will be easy to pay. But if the promise is not clear, the price will seem not worth it. You will not feel like paying the price will become difficult. So if you don't have clarity of where you're going to, if the future does not excite you, if the vision you have defined does not excite you, it will be difficult to pay the price, to achieve that future. If you can't see the promise of the future, you won't pay the price. You won't pay for the discipline that is required. You won't read the book. You won't do the executions no matter the obstacle. But if you can see a clear future that you are excited about, this is who I want to be, this is where I want to go, this is the kind of business I want to build, this is the progress I want to make, okay? And that excites you, that, represent your core being. We're going to get to that. You'll find out that you're going to get all the excitement. You're going to have all the motivation. You're going to have all the energy. to overcome every obstacle on your way to reaching that goal. So here's the challenge for you and I. Please write this down, okay, if you have your writing pen. If you can't see the future clearly, you won't pay the price. I want you to write it down. That's the challenge. If you can't see the future clearly, you won't pay the price. But if you can see the future, you will do everything it takes, okay? If you can't see a better future, you won't take the time to do the daily discipline for success. You will not build a good library to fortify yourself with good ideas and things you value. If you can't see the future, you won't pay the price. The challenge for us is to design, okay, to have a well-designed future. A well-designed future for our business, a well-designed future for our health, a well-designed future for our marriage, if you are married or if you're going to be married. Clarity and well-designed future help you pay the price, okay, that you need to succeed. Let's help ourselves and follow us, people that follow us, and that's why we're doing this webinar, understand that the promise of the future, their promise of their future, and all it takes, the price it takes to achieve it. You need to have clarity about the promise of the future, and you need to be ready to pay the price to achieve it. Every one of us will do the most extraordinary discipline. You will do what it takes, the most extraordinary discipline, for you to reach the promise of the future that excites you. The promise of the future that is within your core. The promise of the future that, that keeps you awake. So every one of us must have clarity about the promise of the future. Another miracle that clarity about the future can perform is our ability to what? To reach out the future, okay, and draw inspirations. Okay, you can draw inspiration from your future to overcome, present obstacles, especially if it is well defined. Okay, especially if the future is well defined. Okay, you can do what? You can draw inspiration from your future if it is well defined, okay, to face the obstacle of today. It was Muhammad Ali that said, okay, a boxing champion. He says, I don't like all of my money routines. I don't like all of my money runs. Okay, but I like the idea of being a world champion. So what's Muhammad Ali saying? Muhammad Ali is saying that, look, I don't like the idea of waking up every morning very early and do my runs. But what kept me going was, is the future, is the picture, the promise of the future that I have of being a world champion. Therefore, as difficult as early morning runs is for Muhammad Ali, he draws inspiration every time from the vision of being a world champion. Okay, so from the vision of being a world champion, you can draw inspiration from your future, okay, to overcome the obstacle of today in growing your business. Okay, so we all have to help ourselves. And that's why, crafting the promise of the future is very important. Okay, why is it a must for every one of us? Okay, our early childhood programming, every one of us as a child, we're programmed not to go after the things we want. Okay, every one of us. Think back as a child. You want to do anything, they say you can't do this, you can't go this place, you can't. Everything you want to do is what you are asked not to do. So from early childhood, you are programmed not to follow your desire, you are programmed not to follow your heart. So we grow up not being allowed to follow our heart desires. Okay, to do the things we want and we desire. So you find out that as you grow up, okay, we are not naturally given to going the way we desire, the way we want. So the danger of this early childhood programming is that most people end up don't living their dreams. Most people end up working in a job they hate. Most people end up, pursuing a career they don't like. Okay, maybe because their father said that's what they should do. In one of my webinars, I told a story of a 70-year-old. I was doing a presentation somewhere on dreams and vision and goal. And the man came in. After about 30 minutes, the man started crying. And I was wondering why an old man, about 70-year-old, was crying. A medical doctor, okay? I would have thought that he would have been excited being a medical doctor. He said, I became a medical doctor because my father wanted me to be a medical doctor. All my life, I lived my father's dream, okay? So I can imagine how much he has struggled, being a medical doctor, because that's not what he desired. That's not what he wants. That's not the way he wants to go, okay? So it's very important, okay, that, we do what we want, what is within our core, what is within our value, what is within our what is important to us in pursuing businesses. If it is not important to us, we will struggle. So how do we start to reclaim our preferences? How do we start to define and own our future with clarity? How do we start that? Okay? How do we begin to create clarity in our business, create clarity in our life, create clarity in everything that concerns us? The first thing we must do is stop settling for less than what you want. Okay? I mean, this was difficult for me, in trying to master this. Because, we grow up, with statements like, when they ask you, anything, you say, I don't know, I don't care, it doesn't matter. And recently, if you ask an average teenager, ask them a question, they tell you whatever. What are we doing to ourselves? We are not making choices. We are settling for less than what we want. In life, you don't settle for less than what you want. So if we are going to re-own our lives, if we are going to stop, to create a future, the first step is that for everything, we must have a preference. Okay? Everything. It doesn't matter how little. If they give you 2 ice cream, you must have a choice. Okay? In the most insignificant things, always make sure that you have a choice. So if we are going to re-own our life, we will have to stop saying, I don't know. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I can tell you, yes, you know. Okay? All you just need to do is think a bit further and you know that this is your preference. Don't say, I don't care, you care. There's something you care about. Okay? All right? So it's not correct that you don't care. Don't say it doesn't matter to me. It does matter to you. There's something that matters to you. Don't say whatever. It can't be whatever. It has to be what you want. So when you are confronted with a choice, no matter how small, no matter how insignificant, what I want you to do, act as if you have a preference. Why? Because you do. Anytime you are confronted with a choice, act as if you have a preference. Why? Because you do. You do have a preference. Ask yourself, if I did know, what would it be? Okay, that's your preference. If I did care, what would I prefer? If it did matter, what would I rather do? If it matters, what would I rather do? So at every point in time, that's where we want to start in getting clarity. Because at childhood, we've been programmed, every one of us, to go. In fact, as a matter of fact, as a child, for most of us that have very disciplined parents, if you fail to do what they ask you to do, if you want to go your own way, okay, they will use discipline, okay, to reprogram your mind such that at the end of the day, you won't be making your own choices any longer. Okay, so that's very important. Not being clear about what you want make other people's needs and desire more important than your own. Not being clear about what you want, you make you live your life for other people. Okay, they make other people's desires, other people's needs more important than your own. Your needs are important. Your desires are important. Okay, so we all must start from that. So how did we come about where we begin to say we don't care, whatever, you don't know? It's just an habit we have formed based on childhood conditioning. We form those habits based on what? Childhood conditioning. Okay, it's simply a habit. So if it's a habit, what happens? That means we can break that practice by doing the exact opposite. Very important. Okay, so the first thing is that for everything, have a preference. Okay, this might look very little, but when you begin to practice it, you need to stop a while. They give you choice options to make. Don't say, I don't know. Okay, it might be what kind of food. If you are married, your wife might ask you, what kind of food do you want to eat? And you say anything. Okay, this is a product of a bad habit that we are all formed. Okay, people shouldn't make choices for you. At every point in time, have a preference. Very important. Okay, so the second way we can begin to build clarity, okay, one of the easiest way is begin to, clarify what you truly want, okay, is to make things, list the things you want. One of the ways that you can clarify what you truly want is to do what? Is to list the things you want. Maybe, at your spare time, do this exercise. I want you to do the exercise. Just take a piece of paper, take a biro, and begin to condition your mind, to always, go after what you want. So just do a small exercise. 30 things you want to do. Just from 1 to 30. Do that exercise. What are the 30 things you really want to do? What are the 30 things you want to have? Okay? You want to have a mansion, you want to have a car. What kind of car? That is what you want. Okay? Because again, why are we making this very clear? Okay, when in your business pursuit, you are driven by what is very important to you, it doesn't matter the obstacle you face, you'll be ready to overcome it. I did that again. When your business pursuit is driven by what you really want, okay, if you face obstacle, okay, you will do whatever it takes, to overcome it. So do that. 30 things you want to do, 30 things you want to have, 30 things you want to be before you die. Okay, maybe you want to have a PhD, you want to be a doctor, you want to be whatever it is. 30 things you want to do. Okay, you want to at a point go to Harvard, you want to have a PhD, you want to have multiple manufacturers. Just write everything that your dream. 30 things. Do that exercise. What you begin to do, you begin to have clarity about your life. You begin to paint a picture of your tomorrow. You begin to paint a clear picture of your tomorrow. Very important. This is a great way, to keep the ball rolling in trying to get clarity. Very, very important. Okay? So the third thing we want to do is common. It's called goal setting. Goal setting is another way to get clarity. Goal setting is another way to do what? To get clarity. Okay, so what's your business goal for this year? If I ask you, what is your business goal for this year, for example? Okay, all right? How many people do you want to work? What is your marketing plan? What is your marketing goal? What is your income goal? What is your finance goal? What's your team goal? So what is your goal? But we want to go into how to set goal, not the usual way, not the one that business people are. But this is very easy, and this also helps you to get clarity. Okay, so the first thing in setting goals, okay, the way I want to teach you, the easy way, not academic way, the way you can begin to do it right now from this webinar. The first thing you do is decide what you want. What did I say? Decide what you want. Very important. Decide what you want. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? What do you want to be? What do you want in your business in the next 5 years? What do you want? It's always about what you want, first and foremost. We're not talking about your customer definition. We're talking about why you are in that business in the first time. Okay? About you. We're talking about your own personal benefits. We're talking about the future you want to create for yourself. We're talking about how you want to end your life. Okay, so what do you want? What do you want to do? What do you want to be? What do you want to have? What do you want your business to be like in the next 5 years? The people you want to meet. The experience that you want to have. What kind of business expansion do you want? What kind of income do you want to generate from your business? Sit down with your team. Sit down with your partner. Sit down with whoever is in your business. What do we want? Write it down. Decide what you want. That's the first thing. In getting clarity, you need to decide what you want. Okay? In setting goal and using goal to create clarity, the next thing is that write them down. Okay? What did I say? Write down and make the list of the things you want. Here's the outcome I want. Here are the things I want to give away to charity. Here are the causes I want to support. Here are the things, okay, I want to own. Here are the properties I want to own. Here are the promotion and significance I want to create. Here are the things I value. Here are the things that are important to me. Okay? You might say, what's the relationship with this with business? We'll come to it. Very, very important. We'll come to it. Okay? All right? All right? So, you're going to find out that it's not all about money first and foremost. But what do you want? Money is just an exchange of value. What do you want? Okay? If I give you $1 million today, what are you going to do with it? So it's very important that, we know what we want. So write all of them down. Make a list of what you want. You can do the exercise I gave you earlier. 30 things you want to do, 30 things you want to have, 30 things you want to be. Just write it down. Okay? As you do, make sure that you keep a old list. Don't take anything out of your list. Okay? Don't write anything. All you do is keep the old list. Okay? You are constantly going to be writing new lists. Every time you have a new desire, put it down. Every time you have a new desire, put it down. It might be, outrageous. It might be, like a wild dream. But whatever desire comes to your heart, write it down. Okay? To see, why do you need to write down, keep the old list? Why would you not want to, to erase some things? Okay, you want to see how you have grown over the years. Okay? The best way to track your growth and personal development is to keep the old list while making a new one. Okay, based on your new desires. Why? Your priorities would have changed as you grow. So you will see the old list and see what your old priorities are, and you will see the new list and see what your new priorities are. You can compare the two and see how you have grown. Okay? Initially, money used to be it for me. Okay? I'm not saying money is not it any longer. Okay? Right? I have put some other things beyond money. I value freedom beyond money. Okay? I value, okay? So if making money is going to compromise my freedom, I will choose freedom to making money. Okay? So what do you want? Just write them down. So as you go, you will find out that, over the years, your priorities will change. And that will give you a picture of who you really are. Some people say they don't know themselves. They don't know what they want. They don't know what they want to do. It's a hard thing for them. Okay, why? Because early in our childhood, we have been programmed, okay, not to go the way we want. So it is not, intuitive for us to always know that this is what we want. But if you form this habit of writing down your desires, what you want and all that, over time you have a picture, a clear picture, okay, of who you are and the kind of future that you want. Okay. So the fourth thing is that when you get something done, just check the list. Anything you have done, just check it out. Okay. Put everything on your goal list that are important to you. Anything that is important to you, put it there. Okay. All right. I want to encourage you. Make your goal big. Okay. I say clarity equals to big future. You need to make your goal what? Big. Make sure your goals are big. Why? I tell you this, okay? High achievers have bigger goals. Okay? People that are high achievers have bigger goals. The danger for most of us is not that our goals are too high and we miss it. No. The danger is that our goals are too small and we reach it. So make sure that you go for big dreams. Always dream a big dreams. Big dreams attract big people. If you want big people in your life, make sure that your dreams are big. It does not take more energy to create, big dreams than it takes to create small dreams. So if you go, the same level of energy it takes to create, $1 million business, it's the same energy that it takes to create what? 100, the only difference is your mindset. Okay, so it's very important that you make your goal big. My experience is that one of the few differences between super achievers and the rest of the world is that those ones that are super achievers, they actually dream big. So you need to have a big dream. Okay. So the first thing I was taught about goal setting and setting big goals. My mentor asked me, why don't you set a goal to become a millionaire in dollars? That was a long time ago. Why don't you set a goal? Okay. So it was exciting. It would be exciting then to make $1 million. And I thought it was because of the money. And I said, why not? It would be fantastic to make $1 million. I said, no, that is not the reason for setting big goals. It's not because of what I'm going to achieve. Here is what he said to me. Okay? I thought it was because of the money. He said, no, it's not for the money. He says, for what it will make of you to achieve it. Wow. Set big goals for what it will make of you to do what? To achieve it. He said, not because, of the money you are going to get. He said, but because of the things, he said, the money is important, but the money is not the most important. Okay? Money is important, but it's not the most important. He said, you can give away the money. You can dash the money. He said, what is important is the person you become. That changed my life. What is important, what? Is the person that you become. To be worth $1 million is the person you become. Know this. I want you to write it down if you are still following me. You are not a millionaire because you have $1 million in your account. No, that doesn't make you a millionaire. You are a millionaire because you have developed the capacity. You have developed the mindset to create $1 million at will and on demand. I take that again. So even if you go bankrupt today, you have what it takes in a new economy, in a new place, in a new city to create the wealth afresh. Okay? That's what it takes to be a millionaire. The skill you have learned, what you know about the marketplace and people's knowledge, what you know about decision making. That's what is important. What you know about economics, what you know about personality, what you know about the move and dynamics of the marketplace and the economy. That's what is important. What you know. What you know and the person you have become is more valuable. Okay? So when you set goal, the goals that will stretch you the goals that will cause you to read, the goals that will expand your mind, the goals that will help cause you to seek help. Okay, all right. So in setting goals and clarity, please make sure it's big, because it is what you become that is important. What you now know and the person you have become, that is what is more valuable. What is valuable in life is not what we get. What is valuable in life is the person we become. The more major question you ask when you want to get a job, get this, you want to get a business, is who am I going, it's not what am I getting here. It's not what am I going to get here. The major question you ask is who am I becoming here? Why? The value you become to yourself, very important. The value you become to your family. The value you become to the marketplace. Okay? And the value you become to humanity. I did a training, a webinar on, marketplace mastery. And I said, is it possible, okay, for you to increase your value? In fact, the question was that, why will some people in the marketplace earn 1,000 naira an hour and some people earn 10 million, an hour? What's the difference? The difference is the value in the marketplace, is who they have become. So what is more important is not what you are getting right now. What is more important is the person that you are valuing. The value is who you become, not what you possess. Very important. Okay, so I encourage you, set the kind of goals, okay, the promise of your future that will make something of you to achieve them. Set the kind of goals that will make you rich, make you read, make you be, make you change, make you grow. Set the kind of goal, okay, that will change you. In our leadership training, we teach that to grow, you don't have to join the easy crowd. We teach there, if you must grow, you don't have to join the easy crowd. Why? If you do, you will not grow. Go where the expectations are high. Go where the pressure is on. Note, growth ceases where there's no tension. So if you are in an environment right now where you are not tense, where you are not, you are not uncomfortable, when, you don't have people you are looking up to, you are not growing. If you are the head of the class, okay, if you are continuing number one in your class, they say you are in the wrong class. So it's very important that you go where the pressure, where the push is on, where you will make changes. Stay up at night, stay up late, read the book, challenge yourself, learn the skills. So always go to where the pressure is high. So set goals that will make something of you in achieving it. Okay? The kind of goal that will make you do something and achieve something. Design the kind of future that will make something of you to achieve it. I want to give this warning as I begin to round up. Don't set your goals too low so that you don't have to read, you don't have to change, you don't have to stretch. Why? Okay? You are trying to sell yourself cheap. Don't set your goals too low so that you don't have to read, you don't have to change, you don't have to stretch. If you say you don't need much, then you don't have to become much. But I tell you this, you don't have to become much for yourself. You need to become much so that you can become more valuable to your family. Okay? You can become a blessing to your family. You can become more valuable to the society. You can become more valuable to your nation. And you can become more valuable to your... Never put yourself in consideration in determining the size of the goal. Put yourself in consideration how much impact you can make, how much people you can affect, how much life you can change. Okay? So that should be the factor that determines, okay, the kind of goals that you set. Secondly, don't sell out for something you want. This is very important. Don't sell out your value. Don't sell out your virtue. I see people work in organization, which value contradict their own personal value. Okay, that's the mistake of the greatest order. Don't ever, in trying to achieve your goal, don't ever compromise on your values. Don't compromise, okay? Avoid bad trade-off. For some of us that understand the Bible a little bit, okay, Esau, traded his destiny for a pot of porridge. That's a bad trade-off. So make sure that you consider what you give up for what you want. Very important. Don't sell your soul. It's called the disaster of the worst kind. Never sell your soul for what you want. Okay? You must keep your value. You must keep your virtue. If you sell out your soul, even if you get the whole world, you'll be unhappy. for the rest of your life. Don't sell out. Why? Don't sell out your conscience. Don't sell out your right. Don't sell out the right of others. Why is it important not to sell out? In the design of your future, your happiness is more important. So your happiness should be part of the reason that you want to be, you want to have, you want to do is because you want to create happiness for yourself. Violating your conscience to get what you want will make you unhappy with yourself. And the greatest kind of unhappiness is self-unhappiness. Unhappiness that comes from within you. That's the greatest kind of unhappiness. So make sure that in trying to define your future and achieve your goal, okay, don't set them too low, okay, don't sell out. Don't sell out your soul, don't sell out your value, don't sell out your conscience, okay? So as I round up, I ask you to be aware of this. Beware of who you become in pursuit of what you want. I tell that again. Beware of who you become in pursuit of what you have, what you want. Beware that you don't become too little by setting little goals. When you set little goals, you become what? Too little. So beware that you don't set too little goals, okay, because it will make you become little. Beware that you don't sell out your values and your virtues for something you think you want, okay? So this is where we're going to end it this night. Next week, we're going to continue with how clarity can help you build momentum for consistent execution in the faces of challenge. How clarity can make you build momentum, okay, in the faces of challenges, in pursuit of your goal, in pursuit of your business dream, in pursuit of success. How can clarity make you build momentum, okay? Okay? I want to end it here. On the 20th, we're going to be having an event, okay? And if you're in Lagos, it's a free event, okay? We have what we call the Tribe of Mentors. What is it? These are people who are successful in their businesses, okay? They've created business and they've made success of business. So they want to come and tell us of their success story, how they discover their business, okay, how they started it, the challenges they face, how they overcame those challenges, okay, how, they built their business, how they systemize the business, because a lot of them are out of the business and the business is still running, how they scale the business, okay. A good number of them are already billionaires, okay. So you're going to be learning from billionaires, okay, how they did that. On the 20th of this month of July, okay, you're going to see the advert very, very soon in Facebook. We're going to have engineer Nnamdi, okay, or slot system, okay. He's going to come and tell us how did he discover the slot idea, how did he start it, how did he build it, how did he systemize it, how did the franchise come about, okay, how did he scale it, all right, and what are the challenges he has faced and how did he overcome those challenges. So if you're in business or you want to start business, look out for that, okay? And I want you to come. It's going to be free. All you need is just registration, because we want to learn from people who have made success of businesses. We want to learn from their experience so that we can shorten our journey, okay? We don't want, if it takes them 15 years to overcome, we don't want to spend 15 years. We want to reduce 15 years experience and bring it into some few days, so that you can practice the same thing and you don't have to go, 15 years trying to figure it out. Thank you for listening. See you next time. If you have questions, comment, please leave your comment. Thank you.